Welcome to the Brad and Taylor Show. Today we have Nevin Hill.
You're listening to the Brad and Taylor Show, a podcast that inspires entrepreneurs to pursue their passions. We're sitting down with some of the best to learn how they got started and some lessons they learned along the way.
How's it going, Nevin?
Borderline awesome. Thanks, guys.
Borderline awesome.
Yeah, he says. Awesome. So what? Tell us a little bit about you. Like, who are you, and what do you do?
Oh, yeah. Who's your father and what does he
Deep
do?
question, huh? Who are you?
That's
Who
like
are
a
you?
kindergarten cop thing, right? My name is Nevin Hill. I am part of the leadership team actually with Metropolitan Real Estate Group. We're a family company. We've been around for about 35 years, but between myself, my brother, and his brother-in-law and his sister-in-law, I just call them my in-laws too. The four of us run the Michigan operation here. We've got about 11 agents full-time, about 15 total in Michigan, and then a handful in Florida.
Awesome.
So we're trying to keep up with you, Brad. Next we'll be in Illinois.
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 Yeah,
Head out
Illinois.
west.
Yep.
Yeah, going up to the
We're
west.
just gonna, yeah, that's right. We're just gonna track you wherever
that
you're
works.
going. We're going.
That works.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
right.
model we're doing too. Hey, you're going over there? Okay, we need to open over there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's Brad up to? What
Yeah.
state's he in today?
You let us know where you want to go and then we'll follow.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, there we go. That
Well,
sounds good.
Actually, where are you in Florida at?
We're in the Tampa Bay area.
Oh yeah.
Yep, we're in
Nice.
Tampa. We had some folks were testing the waters on the east side there of
Yep.
Florida as well. Slow grower, but a lot of
yeah.
action. Tampa actually tracks really well with the Michigan market.
Huh.
Seems
That's
like
awesome.
whatever we're doing here, and we got a lot of snowbirds that go down south as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Um,
For sure.
It's always kind of been like that. Tracks very close.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. We got somebody right there in Tampa.
Mhm.
Just saying.
All right, you're on the list.
Yeah.
Awesome. But
Yeah.
okay, so let's back up a little bit. Let's back up a couple years. So what did you want to be when you grew up? Did you like want to be an agent when you grew up, or what was the plan?
Yeah, so I remember, if we want to go way back,
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember
We
the
wanna
first
go
time I
way
was
back.
asked that question. It was my dad, the day I started kindergarten. He had one of those big old VHS like recorders. My dad was awesome and trying to take as many recordings as possible.
Yeah.
And he asked me that question. So, truth be told, I thought I was destined to be a wizard. That's what I
Oh,
wanted to be when I
okay.
grew up. I
How'd that-
wanted to have
how'd
that
magical
play out?
powers. Yeah. So I always thought I was gonna be a wizard growing up. But fast forward, let's go another, 12 years down the line or so.
Mhm.
I was thinking I was gonna go into physical therapy.
Okay.
When I was applying to colleges. And I think I was following, my mom went to school a little later. She went to Madonna when I was in high school to be a nurse. And I remember sitting on the couch going over flashcards and digging into the anatomy books and found it super interesting.
Mhm.
So I originally thought physical therapy. Then I kind of turned it on its head about a year into college. And I said, well, I want to be a nurse. I really wanted to work with people.
Mhm.
Medicine was super interesting to me. Yeah, there's a lot of work that goes behind that. There's
Yeah.
a lot of studying that
Oh, yeah.
goes into a lot of biochemistry. I liked
Mhm.
it so much. I took it 3 times, and then by the
Just
third
by
time,
choice, right?
yeah, business started to look pretty interesting. So, I transferred. I did the OCC thing actually, the community college around here while I was figuring it out, get the free credits.
Yeah.
I was someone who I'm the oldest of 6. I was lucky enough to have my parents pay for half college, but I had to pay for the other half. So while I was figuring it out, I was at OCC here, and then Buddy turned me on to Western. I actually went to Western.
Huh.
Don't let this fool you. I'm a big Sparty fan, but I graduated from Western with a degree finally in business administration, but focused on sales and business marketing.
Mhm.
So at that time, I think Western was only one of 3 maybe schools that offered that major, sales and business marketing.
Huh.
And I think Harvard was one of them. So when I was going to school, we always like to say, well, it's just us and Harvard. I mean,
Right.
where else are you going to go? And that program has grown a lot, since I graduated back in, God, it was 2005 now. Yeah.
Huh.
So what I ended up doing with that out of college, my first gig was selling envelopes. So I graduated with a degree in sales and business marketing, which is focused on business to business sales.
Mhm.
Worked for a reseller who basically went around and discounted. You remember DHL's
Yep.
shipping service? Yeah, big yellow trucks. So my job was to knock on, no joke, probably about 100 plus doors a day. I would get out
Wow.
of my car and just start going up and down the street, knocking on doors,
Yeah.
literally getting chased out of places with
Oh,
snow shovels
geez.
behind me. Yeah, no
That's scary.
solicitation. That didn't scare me. So
I'm going in
that last,
anyways.
Yeah.
yeah, that lasted all of maybe 3 months. That was a tough, tough gig.
Yeah.
But that set me up for my first real job, which was selling payroll services. I worked for a
Wow.
company called
Okay.
Paycor. It was an awesome experience. I was there for just over 3 years there. That was business to business sales. But that's when I think I found my niche, kind of my
Mhm.
calling, which was referral based or relationship based, selling. So all my business came from really two sources. It was networking with the CPA community, getting referrals from them, and kind of cultivating relationships with CPAs. And then a huge partner of mine was Fifth Third Bank,
Okay.
and I got a ton of business from them. So then I kind of got burnt out, and I ended up going into banking, working for one of those referral partners, and then fast forward to where I am today, right? So how did I go from selling envelopes to real estate?
Yeah.
The the opportunity came. My brother and I had always talked about, you know, doing something together, like working with the family, and he was doing really well at the time. He was up there working for corporate at Lifetime, and I was doing amazing, doing the banking gig. We had no business leaving our jobs. But Steve Lauterbaugh, Brian Hill's my brother. Steve Lauterbaugh's his brother-in-law. They came to me with an opportunity to leave our jobs and start a new business.
Yeah.
And we did it. We jumped in. It's kind of like you just sometimes have to jump and
Yeah.
have a
Yeah.
little bit of faith, maybe a
Yep.
plan. You see your landing zone. Maybe you packed
Whoa.
your parachute. Yeah, right. Um, so we actually started a company where we were doing claim services, insurance
Mhm.
for automotive companies. And within a month, starting from zero, from scratch, really not knowing what we're doing,
Yeah.
um, we were about to bring on, this is where it gets interesting. We were about to bring on some very major players to the auto insurance industry when we sat down and realized, and this is where we could have used some more planning maybe, we can't make money doing this.
Wow.
So while we were doing that, we actually started doing some real estate just for supplemental income.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kelly Lauterbaugh, she's the CEO of Metropolitan Real Estate Group. She had really ramped up our company um, about 2 years before we got involved, and she was killing it
Mhm.
with some great referral relationships she was able to build with Rocket Homes, for example, or a Rocket company. And if you know Quicken or
Yep.
Rocket Mortgage, that's those folks.
Yeah.
So we were able to do that. We had kind of a safety net where we're doing real estate on the side, and we realized we can put in much more time and effort into doing real estate and make a lot more money.
Huh.
So we had a conversation and we dissolved the company, and we've been in real estate for the last going on 6 years. My brother, myself, and Steve coming over with Kelly, and we've been able
Huh.
to grow it from about a 25 million dollar a year company to I think we're pushing 80. We're gonna break 100. That's the goal this year. We're
Nice.
gonna break our 100 this year.
That's
So it's
awesome.
been a ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
That's
you
awesome.
first started in real estate and you were kind of getting out of more so the other line of the business, was like a smooth transition, like like a slow ride into real estate, or was it just like cut
Yeah.
and dry? Like, no, we're just gonna go full in. Like, we got this. We're
So
just gonna do it.
here's what I love about what Kelly did for us when we got into real estate is
Yeah.
she did not paint a rosy picture, and we saw her for the last 2 years grinding it. It
Mm-hmm.
takes a lot of hours, a lot of time and effort.
Right.
If you're going to get into real estate and you want to make something, if you want to make this a career, a full-time gig, you got to go all in.
Right.
It's really hard to ease into it. We have some part-timers that'll pick up some leads, and they'll close some business from time to time. But if you want to be at least, let's call it 5 million, 3 to 5 million a year to start in your first year or two, which most of our agents who start with us are around 3 to 5 million first year. That's a full-time job,
Mm-hmm.
especially in this market right now. You're working twice as hard
Oh
to
yeah.
Yeah.
sell just as much. We're seeing record sales, but it's a lot of work right now.
Yeah.
So we went all in, and this is what we ate and slept, and we were breathing just
Yep.
real estate, I don't know that if you're just going to put your toe and just dip it in, I don't know that that's a great idea. The other thing we had behind us was support. I watched a couple of your podcasts. There's a couple guys that I follow that, I think a lot of, like Eric Wright and Paul Wolfert. I know you
Mhm.
had them
Yep.
on. And I was listening to Eric, and he was right. And one of the things he was saying that I found very quickly was, a lot of these models, they'll promise the world, whether it's big tech or training or you name it. There's some big companies out there that do really well as like a sales organization. Maybe not as great in support though, and it's
Yep.
it's been unfortunately kind of like a turn and burn.
Mhm.
They'll bring you in, get what they can out of your family and friends, and just hope that you figure it out. I'm not kidding. When I've had agents that have just started, I'm working with, maybe on the listing side, they're the buyer, and they're asking me how to put together a purchase agreement. Like, and it just boggles my mind. Their broker's not available to help them. So I had the support. We have a great referral relationships where I was able to hit the ground running. I did a little over 5 million my first year, and that was from taking everything from an $80,000 lead, as many of those as I
Yep.
possibly could, just on volume, and then slowly working my way up.
Mhm.
Um, so support and going full time, that's what I think got me excited about real estate and really kept me hungry. It wasn't just a carrot, dangled in front of me.
Yeah.
I actually was given some help to succeed, which is huge.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. What's one piece of advice that you got when you first started out in real estate that has kind of stuck with you throughout?
Just be prepared not to sleep
Okay.
was was the first. So, and I've gotten better. Some people would call that maybe bad advice too, where you need to have a work life balance. But I think it
Yeah.
was honest advice.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like I'm certainly not as cool as a surgeon or a doctor. I don't know, maybe I am. But I feel like I'm on call. So
Mhm.
especially right now, I mean, we got to be ready to rock and roll. If you get a home that hits the market right now, it's expected. You got to go out and see it same day if possible. You
Yeah.
might not even be able to get to see it. So I think when I got the advice, I mean, all kidding aside, I mean, be prepared not to sleep. I think the point was be prepared to put in that work, the
Yeah.
reps that,
Yep.
um, it's not just about huge paychecks, which a lot of people will try to entice you with to get into real estate. I mean, you can make some good money, but I don't think people really take the time to educate you on what goes behind getting that check. The
Mhm.
highs are high, the lows can be low. You have to find a way to just be level headed. So that helped prepare me. I had no rose colored glasses going into it because I knew how much effort goes into watching my sister in law Kelly do what she did for so
Yeah.
long. So that was super helpful advice.
Yeah, having a mentor or just someone to watch and learn from,
Right?
it makes a
Yeah.
huge difference.
Yeah. 100%
Yeah.
agree. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. What kind
Awesome.
of would you give that same advice to somebody that just starting out, or what would you tell them?
Yeah, I do. And when we're interviewing new agents to bring on board, uh, we have to watch ourselves because we don't. I know that they're coming in, excited. We want them to be excited, and we want them to be excited to work with us.
Mhm.
But we also want them to have a reality check and let them know what those first few months are going to look and feel like, and what's your
Yeah.
plan B like for income, and be prepared that it's going to take some time. By the time you get a lead and you work that lead to where you're getting to closing, you're probably a few months out. Say goodbye to your nights and weekends. I mean, that's our prime time right now.
Mhm.
So are you ready
Yep.
for that? So yeah, I give that advice out regularly so that when our agents, come on board with us, this isn't a surprise. And I think some people do get hit in the face with it, and they're surprised how much work they actually do have to put into it.
Yeah.
Now that being said, though, we've got a support team, so I can call up any one of my agents. They'll call me up too. We've got essentially 11 agents that are full time that would in a heartbeat, if they're available, show a home for me. Plus, we have showing agents on call. We're mostly buyer heavy. So, what we've tried to do is build out technology and really focus on resources to give our agents an opportunity not to get burnt out by giving them some
Yeah.
air support.
Yeah.
So, our agents aren't alone. And I think working as a team, that's super, super, super important. Make sure you got people as a mentor or as a team, people that have got your back. Just so I can take a break too. Like even
Yeah.
just once or twice a year,
Yep.
it's hard to turn off what we do, but I can literally take a week off if I wanted to. The hard part is just getting in my own head, getting over myself and
Yeah.
saying, yeah, I can take a week. My
Yep.
clients will be okay.
Yep.
Yep,
Um,
for sure.
so I think that's been super helpful as well to have that team, and we make sure that our agents understand how that works for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So
Yeah,
tell us a little about what your guys' plan is for the future. What do you guys got kind of some big plans you got?
yeah, growth for sure. We just onboarded another 2 agents. We're very lucky where we've got some great working referral relationships, and frankly, we'll grow as fast as we can get bodies in, qualified bodies to handle those referral relationships. We don't hire. We're not a turn and burn. We hire very slow, very purposefully.
Mm-hmm.
We're not interested in just hiring somebody for the quarter and maybe we close 1 or 2 deals from them. We're not. I don't think at this point interested in really hiring 100 agents
Yeah.
to manage under us. If we can get to that sweet spot of probably about 20, not don't get me wrong. I mean,
Oh yeah.
we'll grow. We'll get over there. That's our plan. But
Yeah.
I think we'll grow wherever our referral relationships take us, and that might be out of state too. We've got an opportunity where we're looking at expanding Florida. I think you mentioned Arizona when we were not recording just
Yep.
yet. That's on our market. Some of the Carolinas are doing really well right now too. So we west side, west side of the state. I mean, we should be out there. That's something we're looking at. I think the challenge is figuring out where you drop your pin
Yep.
Yeah.
next. There's probably never a great time to grow and to extend yourself.
You just gotta
Brad's
go.
shaking his head.
You just
Yeah,
gotta go.
you just got to go. I mean, I'm watching you on Facebook, trying to keep up with where in the world is Brad right now. Yeah, I got a lot of respect for that. It's not easy,
No,
because
no.
you can make the decision, right, to be comfortable.
Yep.
I mean, I think you could tell me you're probably comfortable
Yep.
before expanding. That's when you got to grow. So
Yep.
we're comfortable and we're not happy just with the status quo. So I think our next big expansion would probably be, my partners will kill me because we haven't decided, but probably like the west side of the state to
Yeah,
stay
for sure.
local. And then we got to go out of state.
Yep.
Yeah, that's where it's at.
Yep. That's awesome. Well, good for you guys. That's awesome.
Thanks.
So let's talk about let's say you could start all over today and you had nothing but $1,000 in your pocket, but you had all your knowledge and you're on your own. What
Yeah.
would you do?
I would start by making sure that I had a good CRM system that I coached myself to use habitually. That's something that I didn't do very well in the beginning. The CRM, the customer relationship management software, that's what keeps track of all your clients. I'm a big fan of tech too, so I built a lot of if you're familiar with Zapier and some other automation softwares out there, just to make our lives easier with communication going out to clients and partners. But we never really had a great CRM system. It's something that I just started using more myself. And the reason why I would invest in a great CRM system is the lost opportunity. I've got, in any year I'll close close to, about 40, homes. That's 40 clients a year times 6. I mean, those are clients that I know I'm not doing a great job touching as much as I probably should. And it's amazing, as soon as I got all my clients in my system and put them on an automated drip just to stay front of mind, I had 3 clients call me in the first week of using the CRM, whether it's a family or friend member like that they wanted to refer or they're ready to move themselves.
Right.
Stay organized.
Yeah.
I'm horrible. So I think a lot of good real estate agents are also great salespeople, and salespeople just by their nature are horrible with organization a lot of the time. But if you can master that, you'll do pretty well. And you gotta, as an agent, realize, those are earned opportunities. Like if you think back about the work it took to get that client from talking to you to close, that was a lot of work.
Yeah.
So, and they like you more than likely.
Yeah.
I mean, I would hope.
You'd hope so, right?
Right. Those are your fans. But but a CRM system would have helped me earlier on
Hmm.
with that, and to stay organized and focused on cultivating my sphere.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Really,
awesome.
that's what we're talking about.
I have a
Yeah.
question with your like your marketing and stuff. I know from your past experiences, your past jobs, you've had a lot of experience with like just going door to door and trying out different methods of marketing. What's your favorite now?
My favorite now is really taking advantage of like pay per click or not knocking on doors. I think,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll get out there and knock on doors,
Yeah.
but it's not time well spent unless it's
Right.
targeted, like hyper focused.
Yep.
There's some great technology that'll help somebody identify, I should probably knock on these 10 doors within this neighborhood that are most likely to be someone that needs me or would talk to me, instead of knocking on 150 of those homes in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of technology and leveraging that. But aside from that, unfortunately, we all know what happened with Facebook. I mean, I think every agent has been talking about that as soon as they buttoned up some of that privacy stuff. We can't target people
I
as
know.
closely as we could.
Mm-hmm.
But there are services out there that are starting to pick up some traction
Yep.
that will do it for you, and they can do it for you within
Yeah.
compliance. So I'm a big fan of still using this company that we use right now to advertise and target listings that we get probably about 10 leads a day from
That's
Mm-hmm.
through
awesome.
Facebook. Now it's helping bring those people to the surface, but pretty
Yeah.
pretty still like a 5%, maybe conversation conversion,
Yeah.
from a lead
For
to a
sure. Yeah.
conversation. Um, Pay per click is huge though.
Yeah, it is.
I'm finding a lot of people who take the time to do, what they're doing on Google. First of all, they took the time to log on, then they clicked on you. They have some intent there.
Yep.
Those are better opportunities. So yeah, I'm a big fan of leveraging technology and
Yeah.
not wearing holes in my shoes
Oh
these
yeah.
days. Let it do the walking for me.
Yep.
Right?
For sure. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Perfect.
Are there any good business books that you have read over the years that have kind of not so much shaped how you do things, but that you would like recommend a new real estate agent reading?
Yeah. And I'm going to screw up the title, but Simon Sinek. Have you ever heard of him? He's the one who asked the question of like, why do you do what you're doing?
Okay.
It's like his point was in his whole book, and I'm going to oversimplify it. He deserves so much more. He knows a lot, but he's like a major consultant to a lot of big companies, especially Fortune 500. And his point was making sure you understand why you do what you do, not
Okay.
just the what. Like everybody understands what they do. Like I sell homes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why am I doing it? And for me and for my client, am I doing it just to make money? Is that enough? Really? Probably not, especially with the time and effort that we have to put in
Yeah.
to the business that we're in. But understanding why I do what I do to the point that it affects my client. My background, I took a long time getting there earlier, sorry, but wanting to go into medicine to help people,
Yeah.
I still get that.
Okay.
It's very altruistic, right? So I get pleasure in helping somebody make one of the biggest purchase decisions of their life. And I'm kind of a junkie for that feeling. I think a lot of us are
Yeah.
in this industry. We
It's
we
very
like to
rewarding.
be, yeah, to earn the right to be a trusted advisor to somebody.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. And that's why I do what I do, is to be able to use my banking experience and to help walk a buyer through the process so that they're set up for success, especially with how competitive it is right now. So I'm going to slaughter the title, but I think anybody who picks up that book by Simon Sinek, it's the why. If you Google Simon Sinek and why, it'll pop right up. But
Okay.
that's it's got some good nuggets in there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like it.
And then for like agent specific stuff,
Yeah.
there's podcasts are always good, right? So I don't know, maybe window stills. I mean, what you guys are doing,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
probably
We'll go
pretty
for
good,
it.
right?
Going
Let's
for it.
get to 100 subscribers by the end of the week on that
Yep.
YouTube.
There we go.
We've got Toby Salgado. He's out on the West Coast. If you Google his name, he's had a podcast for years, and he talks to agents all over the country, and he'll take you through. the ins and outs of marketing for agents, the pitfalls, the successes people are having. It's a really cool, candid discussion that,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, while we have some windshield time is what I call it,
Oh
driving
yeah.
around
Yeah.
all over. That's a good one. Check out Toby Salgado. He's an industry leader. He's done really well.
That's awesome.
About too.
Is there anything else you want to share with everyone before we go?
No, you guys, I really appreciate the opportunity to come on. Hopefully, I don't know. Maybe I've accidentally said something noteworthy.
Hey, we'll take it. There's a whole bunch of good stuff in
Oh,
there.
yeah.
You did good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on, telling your story.
Hey, you bet, guys. Till next time.
Are these working?
Is
Here we go.
Oh, there we go. I think they're working. Should we tell them?
Mine keeps falling. It doesn't like my voice.
What do we got to tell them?
Subscribe.
Subscribe. What do we got to point at? Hey, I think there's a subscription button. Like,
It might be there
it might be right there too,
somewhere.
somewhere.
Find it. It's red.
Yeah, and it's
Red.
blue. It's green. I don't really know.
It's a color.
This mic isn't even attached. Did you plug these in? Well, I guess.
I wonder if they can hear us.
Yeah. I wonder if they hear us. Well, we should probably tell them if they can hear us. We should probably tell them to also give us a 5-star review if they're listening on Apple. That'd be cool.
5
5-star
stars,
review.
guys.
Share it with everybody they can think of.
We won't take
But-
4 stars.
I mean, Taylor, I don't even think these are on. I mean,
No, I don't think this is working.
This is not working.